Hello, I'm Julia. Welcome to my sewing room. Which is where I normally do sewing, as in with fabric, making things, but at the moment, for the next couple of months probably, it's actually my sewing room, as in sewing seeds. Fabric sewing has to go on the back step for a little while. It is Friday the 28th of February and it is about lunchtime. We woke up this morning to a blizzard, basically. And it's not snowing now, but it has been alternately snowing, raining, sleeting, hailstoning in various combinations all through the day. When I let the chickens out this morning, they wouldn't even come out the house. They looked at it and went, I don't think so, put the food in here. So I did. Oh, I thought we'd have a look at what's going on in here. So first, I want to show you, very excitingly, the seeds from Kelly and Richard Paul, and is it Chris at ACS? Anyway. Cheeky Prince seeds arrived. They actually arrived a couple of weeks ago. I don't know whether they came from Richard and Paul or Kelly, but they're here and that's fantastic. Unfortunately, I'll show you on this. Must have been something in the post, but can you see there was a slit in the envelope along the edge, and there was a corresponding one in the edge of this envelope where I've opened it now. So it seems to have lost some seeds. So in the post, something must have gone wrong in the post. So I've only got 2 seeds, but not to worry, that just makes them all the more precious. So it'll be almost like doing the single seed challenge again, but with the Cheeky Princes. They'll get a lot of looking after. Not time to sew those yet, so they're just being put to one side for now. Very excited to be taking part in that challenge. Fantastic. Thanks guys for including me. The tomatoes are back in the house. With this cold snap, we had a bit of a malfunction with the heater up there anyway, which meant that I lost quite a few of those tomatoes that were up there, but I have saved some of them, and actually it's been a really good learning curve, because not because of the reasons you might think, but because it's taught me which tomatoes can stand the colder temperatures. The Pomodoro Manzano, lost all of those, which is a shame. I've resown them, so I've still got some. It's not a problem, not a problem. So they, don't ever trust them to be out in anything close to chilly weather, a chilly area. They won't like it. They'll die, basically. They went the first, rapidly followed by the Sweet Baby. Yeah, they went. But the Mamans, they're fine. I think the Black Russians, were they out there? No, don't think they were. Ailsa Craig were okay. I lost one Ailsa Craig. I have plenty of them, so they're okay. Tomatoes. This is the controversial grow light that was difficult to get hold of. Well, no, it wasn't hard to get hold of. We needed a few goes at getting a new fluorescent tube. Tomatoes. I'm putting these up today because, as you can see, some of them are achieving quite a decent size now. So they're going on up into bigger cups, the ones that are big enough, and they'll go from here just onto the windowsill from now on. And the same with some of the peppers, because some of these peppers are getting to be a decent size as well, so they're going to go up. Do you know what? I'm really proud of these ones. These are cherry bombs, and I saved the seeds last year from a couple of the little cherry bomb peppers that I had, and they were fab. And they were chilly, and they were spicy but not too spicy, just right, but not big. So we'll see what they do this year, because those are saved seeds. So, a bit of a task on today. Some of these tomatoes, these did this last year. These are currant tomatoes. These were planted at the same time as these ones. Sown, rather. And they did this last year. They were really weedy for a long time and then suddenly they just took off. And actually I think, yeah, I got some better tomatoes by taking the suckers off those and planting those on, and I got more off those than I did off the main parent plants. So I might use the parent plants as just as parent plants and not expect to get tomatoes off them next year, and just take suckers, see what happens. Yeah, might do that. Might grow some of them normal and some of them as just parent plants. So that's what I'm doing today. Doing that, but also, yes, look at the okra. That's quite doing quite well. They're looking nice. That one looks like it's actually, that's another leaf. Okay, they're doing quite well. I think they're getting a bit close to the light, which is very precariously perched, so I'm going to have to sort out a better solution for that and get it raised up a bit more. Some more tomatoes here that need potting on. Here I've got some melons. These are called Melba, and that is the Beth Alpha cucumbers. They only made for me quite reasonably small plants last year, but the cucumbers were delicious, so I'll be doing them again. Up there we've got some rather leggy flowers. Cosmos mostly, and a couple of trays of other things that I'm trying to germinate. The Cleome are just doing what Cleome are doing, taking forever and not doing very well, but they do get going eventually. And I've got a sweet corn that I chitted as well, which is on the kitchen windowsill and on Charlie's bedroom windowsill. These tomatoes that I'm potting up today are going to go on the living room windowsill, filling up the windowsills. Oh. Right, today is quite a few jobs in here. I'm going to start with the tomatoes. Start getting these boys potted up into the red cups with some compost. So that's me. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'll see you shortly. This one is Black Russian, and this one, now you see, last year I know I said that Raff was my favourite tomato, but that's because the Black Russians were outside and they got blight. I got one tomato off them before they got blight and it was absolutely delicious, so I think the Black Russian might be up there with as my absolute favourite tomato, but we'll know more this year because it's going in the polytunnel this year, so hopefully should be a lot drier and a lot less chance of blight hitting. It didn't hit the ones in the greenhouse, so I'm expecting it not to hit the ones in the new polytunnel. Black Russian, come on! Oh, put it down. I'm going to pot it on. I've tapped it out of its little pot. I've taken the bottom seed leaves off and one of the little stems, leaves, and one of the little sets of leaves, and it's got a nice set of roots going on. And as you can see, just about the right time to be potting it on, really. And it's going to go into one of those, into which I've put just a tiny bit of soil down at the bottom, because like with all tomatoes I want to pot it in really quite deeply, so I'm just going to pop it in the cup. Bear with me. Okay, so it's in the cup, there's a lot of space, so what we'll do, I usually press this down a bit in the bottom, just then it's in firmly in the bottom, and then I'm literally going to fill up around it with compost. And again, bear with me. There it is now, potted quite high. You can see I took another leaf off because there was room for it. So now it just gets a quick watering. Ta-da! A quick watering. Well, not quick, I give it a good soak actually. Just to put it in. So I'm doing this one-handed because my the reason I'm doing it one-handed is because the tripod is out in the polytunnel and it snowed last night and I'm not going outside. Not at the moment. That's why you keep getting the back in the moments as well. So I want to ensure that water goes all the way down. So I put quite a bit in. And then I'll stick its label back in. And it will come over here. My sewing room is a mess. It will come over here. I'm in one of these trays for a little bit so any excess water can drain off. And then I'll move it onto one of the windowsills in an hour or so. Yay! Black Russian tomatoes. I'm so excited about that. The other job that I wanted to get done today, because we're very much at the end of February now, is the single seed challenge that Scott Head started on his channel Black Gumbo. It's really worth a look at. He's a great gardener. He gives lots of really good advice, and it's good to see a gardener in a completely different part of the world and what they do. So the seed that I have decided to do is this pumpkin called Big Macs. I got the seeds from Lidl. I've not really bought many seeds from Lidl before. It says to sow March to May. It doesn't give you an awful lot of instructions, it's Lidl, isn't it? So March to May, spacing and row width, but I'm only doing one seed, so it doesn't matter. Position, full sun, I have got the perfect position for it, where it will be in full sun, as much as can be in my garden. And then that's the harvest time. So, without much more ado, there's supposed to be 8 seeds in this packet. It's going to be interesting doing this with one hand, isn't it? Because it's still the propagator in the there's supposed to be 8 seeds in this packet, but in actual fact I got 3. I was going to change them, but I can't bother. This one is a little bit black on one side, so I think I'm probably going to reject that, even though it's a fairly plumpish one. This one is unblemished, not as plump as the first one, but unblemished. And this one, yeah, I'm not convinced about this one. Look, it's got a mark on the side, and on both sides actually. So just re-examine that one. Yeah, oh, actually that mark was nothing, it's just a little bit of husk. So I think I'm going to go with this one because it just feels, let's have a little look, feel it. Yeah, I think the first one, that one there, just feels the most even. So I'm going to try and push it down into this. I've already watered the soil. Make a hole, I think. Slightly oval hole. I'm going to pop it in relatively deeply, about twice its own depth. And then I'm just going to push this back in. I'm actually going to water it again, just to make sure that that seed gets a good saturation, then it can break free. That's well enough and getting going. It'll put the soil down around it as well. It says germination in 7 to 10 days. We'll pop just a little bit more compost on the top. We will if I can get to it. Okay, a little bit more compost just on the top. I'll leave that a bit dry because there might be excess water in there. There we go. A little pat him in, tuck him into bed, her into bed. Okay, that is, I'll write a label up. I'll put these 2 spare seeds back in the packet, and I will write a label up. It is called Big Macs, by the way. Large roots, strong growth. Well, let's hope so. I'm starting it, yeah, let's hope so. Because last time I grew a pumpkin last year, the slugs ate all the young growth, even though I'd grown it on in the greenhouse and potted it out. So I am going to leave this in the propagator for a little, just for a few days, keep it warm, give it a good chance to get going. And that's it. I'll make a label, and that is my single seed challenge. Off we go. That's the label written, and on the reverse, dated. Orange because it's a pumpkin. Let's pop in there. And the pot has been labelled single seed challenge. So there we go. Look, the snow's brought me hoops down. I'll have to sort that out, but I ain't doing it till Sunday. It's going to be dry and sunny apparently on Sunday up here. We've got all this hedge that we cut down has got to be moved. A bit of hedge that needs cutting down. Because, you know, one of the great beauties of this window is the only window in the whole house that looks out on the garden. And I've got a hedge blocking my view. I want to see my garden. But you see the fence? No, you can't see it really, can you? The fence where the strawberry planters are. Behind that we're going to plant a whole new hedge to replace what we've chopped down here. And then in between, you can't really see, oh dear, there's the onion bed. There's an onion bed back there. At the moment it's an onion bed, and then I'm going to have a path, and then there's going to be another bed that will come right up to the edge of where the land starts to fall away. Yeah. And then we're going to terrace it, because it's the garden, as you know, my garden's on a slope. It makes moving around on it quite difficult. In the kitchen windowsill, there are 22 sweet corns here, and there's another 20 on Charlie's bedroom window. Pretty much every windowsill's got something growing on it now. On the second kitchen window, we've got 2 in the kitchen. Tomatoes. Again, like I said, looking yellow on camera, but actually they're not. They're quite nice and healthy looking in green. Quite a few, quite a few, quite a few. So, tomato heaven. And on the living room windowsill, the first batch of peppers that I potted on. All looking fine. Not minding the windowsill at all. And more tomatoes. Oh God, I really must curb my enthusiasm next year with the tomatoes. It's ridiculous. Oh, but I do love tomatoes, and I think they're going to do really well in that polytunnel. Oh yeah. I chitted the sweet corn this year. I did. It worked. Last year it was horrendous, but it worked this year. I chitted the aubergines as well. Chitting aubergines. It worked. I got about, I think I put in probably about 16 seeds into this tray, aubergines, with a lid on, some damp kitchen paper obviously. It worked. However, getting them out, the roots went straight through the kitchen paper, and trying to get the little plants out without damaging the root was really difficult. So I ended up with 4 out of those 8 that germinated, and they seem to be doing really well. One of them still got its seed pod attached to its leaves, but I watched Roots and Refuge the other day, and she was talking about saliva to pot the seed pods because it stays on and keeps the seed pod more moist, so the little leaves can break away from it easier. So I've been doing that to try and get that seed pod off rather than pull it off and break the leaves. And it looks like it's about to pop off. So frustrating. Just want to get out there. I've still got to stick some more manure on some of the beds. Still got to put some compost on some of the beds. I'm trying to do them in areas of most need first. So that'll be the area where the broad bean's going to go. Is going to get done first because they'll be out first, I think. And then I need to get the compost where the French beans and things are going to go. No, where the onions are going to go. And I've got a small patch. Most of it's already had compost on it. I've got a small patch where there's no compost on it because I still had brassicas in it. So as soon as that weather clears, I've already got compost to put on it. I'll stick some compost on that area, and then that bed then is ready for the onions. So that'll be one job ticked off. I've got to clear out the old carrots, clear out the old baby leeks. I'm going to use those as baby leeks. I'm going to roast them, bit of butter, bit of garlic. So much to do still out there, and just can't get out at the moment. So even I've got it easy, really. My vegetable garden is at home. It's outside my window. For me, everything's easy. I can be out there every single day if I want to be. But in this weather, just like everybody else out there, I'm grounded. Okay, it's time for me to go. I've bored you long enough. Oh, it's so frustrating being inside.